Are you gonna post the links on live chat on here, or am I?
Probably me.
Okay.
Okay, I'll probably do that. Let's see.
Okay,
guys, so it's the Dave
and Mom show.
We don't quite have it together here. We're working on it. Becky! Is that the same Becky that's always on there?
Yep.
You are always so faithful.
Becky 0512.
You're always our faithful first viewer on YouTube. All right, so let me check out Facebook here. Yay, Tammy, I'm glad you're up on crutches now. Okay, whoa, everybody's on here.
Nope, no, I touched my
Karen and Julie and Shannon, Paige, give me thumbs up, guys, if you can see us and hear us good. We aren't quite sure we got it together. Do we have it together, Dave?
We have 0 watching right now. Just kidding.
Lorraine, what does this have to do with living on a dime? I have chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia, and I'm telling you how I cope with it and how I save money with it. So yeah. Denise, how are the world travelers? Well, they had a rough start. First, Mike lost the camera at the airport. We circled around 4 times the airport, all 5 of us, looking for it. The bathroom, the seats.
We literally circled around the same, quarter of the airport at least 5 times.
Yeah.
Before we even got on, one of the escalators to actually do some real stuff.
And then we happened to find out there was a lost and found. And you are not going to believe this. Someone actually turned it in to lost and found.
I'll be right back.
Order.
I forgot the mouse.
Oh, Dave forgot the mouse. My outlook on humanity has been restored. I can't believe some nice person actually turned it in. Thank you. If you happen to watch this show, thank you. We appreciate it. Mike had spent 3 years saving his Christmas money to buy that camera.
If you happen to watch this show and you're the person who turned it into the Lost and Found, we'll give you a free book.
Yep. Thank you, Carrie, for getting a magnet for us. I got a boatload in the mail today. I was like, Christmas. I haven't opened them yet, so I'm going to show you guys. So we've got the camera, and then we were on our way home, and we hit a blizzard. And I mean, it was an ice blizzard.
It was weird.
Wondering if we were going to even make it home without ending up in another car accident. And we finally made it home, only to find out Mike and Ellie got hit with the same blizzard 20 minutes later, and they got an hour delayed, so they had to de-ice the plane. All the planes were delayed except for theirs, and then theirs got delayed. They got the plane de-iced, and they finally landed there today. Whew! That wear me out.
Yeah,
so they're
there
good.
Today,
They're sleeping now. Okay, so I'm going to be answering your questions and telling you a little bit about chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia. Please bear with us. We are not as efficient as Mike.
And then Mom. And
so, yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah, tell him what I did today. So I have ruined about $2,000 worth of stuff this week. And I'm doing a video on the other thing I ruined. I completely ruined my kitchen counters. It's probably going to be $1,500 to replace the whole thing if we do that. I don't know. It might be fixable now that I've calmed down. But then today...
$250 phone equals screen broken because she's...
Show him how bad it is.
If I can't... I don't know if you can see that.
I did a number. I've used this phone twice.
I don't know. Maybe if I turn it on, it'll look better.
And twice I've used this phone.
Oh, man. No, you can't really see the cracks. But still, there are cracks literally going down the entire row.
Yep.
So it's
Yes, Marie, there are good folks out there. And you know what? Be a good person. Be nice and help people, guys. All right. Hello, Tanya. Today I'm talking about chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia. What does this have to do with living on a dime? Well, I have it. And, I'm going to talk about that today. So send me your questions and I will
Sea Carter Smoot wants to know, have you considered chronic Lyme? It can act and be falsely diagnosed as both CFS and fibro.
Yes and no. I have been tested out the wazoo I mean, literally 150 times for Lyme, all these expensive tests, and I don't have it. We are looking in to see if that could be possibly one of the problems that our son has. We're waiting on the test. Hopefully next week we will have that. Joyce, how did you know or get diagnosed with the disease? That is a great first question to get started with. So in Mom's Story and Penny Pinch Mama on YouTube, the next one is probably, or the next one or two is probably going to be that we shoot. We have shot another one, and then after that, the next one we shoot will probably be Mom and I. Got sick in 1988. My mom, my brother, and I all came down with the flu, and we never got better. So I've been sick for 29 years now. And it got to the point where we could not even get out of bed.
She's still like, after the show, she's like, I can't do this anymore. She's laying on the show like dead.
Yeah, and I have done a lot of alternative stuff that has helped perk me up. But let me show you guys this picture here of myself. I don't know, can I make that big? Okay, maybe not. But look at this picture of myself.
You can.
How do I get it bigger?
It's really difficult. So you'd want to go to, well, here, let me.
Hold on. Well, no, I'm on the page. I think the picture's just small. Okay, let's see if we guys can see this picture. So, boop, up, and can you guys see that picture of me?
She looks like she's dead on the couch.
I look like
a zombie.
A zombie. I really do. And that's exactly how you feel with it.
No, we do not have insurance on the phone. She kind of forgot to.
The first electronic we listened to Dave Ramsey, and he said, don't buy insurance on these things. And we were like, okay, so we did it. And the first thing I do, not even 2 days, and I cracked it. And, let's see, where was I? Back on the phone real quick, guys. Even if I had the insurance, it's $90 with a $99 deductible. It's not worth it. So I'll just buy a new phone if I can't get the front replaced. Okay. So we got sick, and then we were not able to get a doctor to confirm what we had for 3 years, Mom says. And I think that's what it was. We did have the Centers for Disease Control study us for 10 years because in Wichita, there was a huge breakout of people with chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia. And, wow, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I'm trying to talk and look at comments. You guys are going as fast, way faster than I can even keep up. And so we were just sick on the couch. I mean, I finished high school. I kind of went into a remission. I got really sick. I kind of went into a remission, and then I got worse again. What happened was I went over to Sweden after high school, and the stress of starting college in a country where I didn't even speak the language, living with my exchange family, student family, the stress was just too much. And so then I relapsed, and I just haven't done better since then. So, let's see. Any questions on the Facebook, on the YouTube side, Dave?
Let me see. No, it doesn't look like it.
Okay. So next question. How long did it take us to get diagnosed? Okay, so yeah, 3 years was what it took to get diagnosed. One of our neighbors happened to have a friend who got the same thing and figured it out. Now, Shireen says, my neurologist claims there's no such thing as fibro, and I have been diagnosed with fibro as well as chronic Lyme's. How to find a good doctor that treats fibromyalgia? Well, you just have to keep going to doctors until you find somebody who believes you. Now, I will say they didn't know what caused fibromyalgia, but now after the CDC did the study on us, they said we think it's genetic. We're finding all these family members, like mom and siblings, are getting sick, or dad and siblings are getting sick, but the other parent isn't, or cousins across the country are getting sick. They told us this before the genome map came out, or whatever you say it. And so they told us that's what they suspected. Well, now that they've mapped the genes and you can get genetic tests, they are confirming that. And what they have been finding is that there are certain genetic mutations that certain people are having. And for me, I have the MTHFR gene is one of the genes that they think that is causing mine. Now, is it real or not? It's real. There's actually something wrong with you. But I think now, and this is just my personal opinion, I have spent years reading and reading and reading on this, trying to figure out something to help me feel better. And my personal opinion is that you have a genetic defect. You have something stressful happen to your body. You have a virus. In our case, we got a virus. You have some sort of stress, trauma, something like that. It attacks this genetic defect, and then it causes your immune system to shut down or go into overdrive, and that's what causes these. And several doctors have confirmed doing that. Tara, I went to general doctors to start with.
C. Carter Smoot, again, wanted to know, what types of things did you do to help with the fibro joints? I think it's joint pain. Wait, to help with the fibro, joint pain, and inflammation that are natural.
Okay, who was it that asked that?
Or alternative. C. Carter Smoot.
Okay, I'm going to get into what's helped me. I'm going to write a note here on your question. So I got it down here, and tell you what's helped me in just a minute, okay? Yeah. At the end, okay? All right. Neurologists do help. Immunologists sometimes help. It just depends. Okay, so Crystal wants to know about food, drink trials. Yes, I'm going to get into that and talk about that in pain management in just a second. Let's see. So, I personally think that it's a genetic problem, and then you have something else happen. So, I think that the stress from us having so little money, mom working so hard, the stress from, you have to realize we had in a couple of years, we had all these major stressors happen to us. My parents divorced, we moved, we came back. Literally every single day, it was a major something going in our life. Like our car would break down, we'd have car accidents, our power would be turned off, and all this kind of stuff. And I think the stress just wore our bodies down to where when this particular virus hit us, we just couldn't recover. And so, I don't know, that's just my opinion. Just from things that I've read, things that I've seen, and that kind of thing.
Hold on, I'll be right back. I need banana.
Okay.
Banana.
Well, David, no, sit down.
Oh, man.
Now, Kim is going to a functional medicine doctor. I am personally seeing a functional medicine doctor, and I will get into that also here in just a minute when I talk about that. Now, functional medicine doctors can be helpful, but there are some drawbacks to them. So, let's see. Tammy, I've already listed exactly what supplements and stuff I take in another video, so you can go back and look at that on our website or on our YouTube channel. Yeah, fibromyalgia is not like a cold, Kimberly. Your doctor's a jerk. Let's see. Do I get hives, Lynn? I do not get hives. I do have a rash that has never gone away, but they say it's just a dermatitis stuff and that kind of thing. Shireen, have I tried Lyrica? Yes, I tried Lyrica and it completely messed up my body, and I will not go on any of that stuff anymore. I've done Lyrica, Cymbalta, Paxil, Prozac, Lamictal. I have done it all. I've done it all. Let's see, Ultram, something like that. So I've done all the regular medications. Did I have mono when I was younger? No, I did not. Kristen has said she had to see a naturopath to get better. Yes, you know, that's the route a lot of people will have to take. What is a functional medicine doctor? Robin, a functional medicine doctor is a doctor that integrates traditional Western medicine with alternative medicines like muscle testing and diet and those types of things. And they look deeper than just a regular doctor. So like the Lyme tests that I took were more expensive, more thorough Lyme tests than your regular doctor or insurance will cover.
You have 175.
Oh, wow. We got a lot of people on here today. Okay.
234 and 100. Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'm supposed to be smiling. I forgot. Thanks for reminding me, Jamie.
Jamie also has fibromyalgia, and she does get hives. So, you know, it's one of those things where you can have different people have different system. Okay, so Mom says diet doesn't heal, but it can help slightly. Actually, diet can I think diet doesn't seem to help Mom. Diet helps me significantly. And I have always known that. It's just been the diet that I've been on has been extremely hard for me to stay on because it's just so crazy. Let's see. I did have my DNA tested through 23andMe, and it was $200.
Ooh.
And that is part of the reason. That is part of the reason I've been able to tailor my supplements to help me feel better. Stephanie says chemical sensitivity. Yes, so I do not have that problem, but a lot of people with CFS and fibromyalgia do have it. Tammy, my functional medicine doctor that I go to is TriLife Health in Fort Collins, and you can check them out there. What's the difference between osteoporosis and fibromyalgia?
Osteoporosis is a bone disease that causes you to lose bone mass, because I always go around the house saying, you know. and was it fibromyalgia?
Yeah.
Fibromyalgia is when you, is it when
it's
you
muscle
feel
disorder.
dead? Or?
It's the muscle disorder.
Oh.
Liz, you probably are the healthiest one on here today. Let's see.
She
what
does
has
have
helped
this
me the
disease.
most is pain management. Does your skin get very tender? Sharon, yes. I cannot stand to be touched. Poor Michael is a touchy-feely kind of guy, and I hate it when he hugs me and kisses me. I just don't like to be touched because it just makes it worse. Okay, let's see.
Yes, my mother has the fibro and chronic fatigue,
Yes.
sadly.
Okay, so I'm going to go back over here to the other questions I had, and let me see here.
Oh, I have a couple too on here.
Okay, go ahead. What's yours?
Michelle B wants to know, how do they figure out if you have chronic fatigue? Because I really think I have it also at the fibro.
So chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia are different diseases with similar symptoms. It is a process of elimination, just like fibromyalgia. Well, no, fibromyalgia isn't a process of elimination. It is, but it isn't. They eliminate everything that could be causing your muscle pain, but then there are specific spots on your body that if you touch them, you will go through the roof, and that's how they know you have fibromyalgia. I can tell anybody who has fibromyalgia now. I've had it so long, I can push on a person in certain spots on their body, and I can know if they have it. And if you want to look up those spots, they're called tender points or fibromyalgia trigger points. And look those up, and then you can see if you possibly have those. Copy that, and I'll do that. Let's see. What other question? None of my children have it at the moment. BJ could possibly have it, but at this point, he doesn't have the same symptoms. Chronic fatigue syndrome does not have the muscle pain that fibromyalgia has, and that's pretty much the big difference. Otherwise, all their symptoms overlap. So with CFS, my mom and brother have CFS, but they don't have fibromyalgia.
Wendy wants to know, what is CFS?
Chronic fatigue syndrome.
Oh, okay. So chronic fatigue syndrome makes you feel tired all the time is what Wendy wants to know.
But it's not just, you don't just feel tired. You feel bone dead, dig a hole in the backyard, roll me in it, I'm not going any more tired. It is so tired you cannot get up and go to the bathroom. It's so tired you cannot get your clothes on. It's so tired you can't talk on the phone. It is really beyond exhausted. And the best way that I have been able to explain it to people is, if you can imagine the absolute very worst flu you've ever had, that is what chronic fatigue syndrome feels like.
Times 20.
Times 20. Dave's right. All right, let's see. It's 17 points, I think, Kimberly, but it might be 18. I don't know. You have to have 11 of the 17 or 18 points. Let's see. Yeah, Lyrica does not do anything for me. Once again, the side effects made it worse and that kind of thing. So C. Carter says, it makes you so tired you can't remember your own name and driving in a fog all the time. So I will tell you, right after I got back from Sweden, I was super, super sick. And bring the package with you when you come. And one time I was driving down the road, and I literally forgot I was driving, and I drove up on the sidewalk. It scared the tar out of me. And I was terrified to even try to drive after that. And thankfully, I'm not that bad anymore. But, yeah, it is, Yvette. You're so tired, it's hard to breathe. You're so tired, you can't think. I mean, you can't think at all. And one of the worst things about this is that your brain does not function. And that's why a lot of times in the show, you guys will see me saying a lot and just kind of looking dazed, like I can't figure out what I'm doing.
Like you'll be all pink for like 5 seconds, and then in less than 2 seconds, you just see.
Yeah, I'll just turn white. I just turn like a ghost.
And
yeah, Dave's exactly right.
She does that all the time.
Yeah, all the time. And let's see. Yeah, Jessica is correct. You can barely raise your arms. You're too tired to watch TV. You're too tired to hold your phone and all of that. No, I'm not cooking tonight. I'm talking about chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia. Let's see.
Joy Marie says she's having a really bad dizzy day. Does anyone else have this? And I think she was saying that she has, I don't know if it was fibro or CFS, but
I do get dizzy a lot.
A lot.
And when I'm feeling really, really sick, I won't drive or anything like that. And I know my limitations. So the brain fog for me is the worst symptom of all of it. I would put up with everything else if I could get my brain to work. And that's part of my organizing problem. It's not that I don't know how to organize. It's that I cannot get my brain to function to make a decision. Making decisions is the worst because it literally zaps the energy out of me to make a decision. So like when Jamie was here and so kindly helped me map out 3 months worth of shows to get me organized, I got so sick and so stressed out from that I had to literally go to bed the second she left. And I had to lay down for 2 hours. And we had a show that night, I think. Was it that night? I can't remember.
It was that night.
I didn't think I was going to be able to do the show because I had it. I mean, the life was sucked out of me. It was horrible. Yeah.
Grace Cries wants to know, what about colostrum? How much do you take?
Okay, I'll talk about that in just a second. Can you add that to the list for me?
Yes.
The stress. Karen, yes, stress is a trigger for me. And I will say, I honestly cannot remember the last day I did not have some sort of stress. And I mean major stress. Our lives are not conducive to not being stressful. And I mean, I'm talking major stuff. Like I said the other day, I ruined, if I have to replace all my countertops, it's going to cost me $1,500. Today, I ruined my brand new phone just because I'm klutzy. And that's another symptom. Let's see, who was it that, I missed the name, but someone said that they're klutzy. That is one of my big problems, is I'm super klutzy. I'm always cutting myself. I'm always tripping over things. I'm always dropping things. I'm always pulling out cords I'm not supposed to.
This is why we should have gotten an OtterBox like the day we got this.
Yeah.
Because we knew she was going to like be like, ah, and throw it against the wall or something.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. I am very light sensitive and I'm very sound sensitive. Like the fan in the car with the windows down and the boys talking flares me up. Me doing
like
these
this.
shows having, yes, me doing these shows having to talk makes me really sick. I mean, I can tell right now, I had Dave go get me an Alka-Seltzer because I can tell already it's coming on and it's gonna not be pretty after we're done.
Dave has to deal with it this time, not Dad.
Yeah, Karen, I lose lists. I make lists or Kim said this, make lists for myself. It doesn't do me a bit of good because I can't find them. I don't remember where I put them. I can have them sitting right there on the calendar and I won't remember to go look at the calendar. So, you know, getting organized is really a big problem with people with brain fog.
Is it contagious?
Is it contagious? They don't know, but probably not.
Okay, good.
So, yeah, Tammy said you're too tired to function, but you're too tired and you can't sleep. That's exactly true. Yeah, Mom said sometimes she doesn't eat because she can't decide what to fix to eat. Food is the worst. I know I'm a cookbook author, and I actually wrote Dining on a Dime for me because I just couldn't think of anything. Well, now I can't even think to open the cookbook, but it's horrible because you can't think on what to cook, and I'm nauseated all the time, and so nothing sounds good, nothing tastes good. I don't feel like fixing food. So yeah, that's true. Dave said we got these C-bands for Mike and Ellie, and Mike forgot to take his, and Dave's been using them, and he said it helped with his car sickness in the
really
car.
Does.
Let's see. Yes, I get muscle spasms really badly. Massage has helped with that. I taught Mike how to massage me when we were first married, and he would sit for 2 hours every day and massage me just so that I could sleep. He'd massage my calves, and I do the deep tissue to where it's really, really hurts. But yeah.
Oh, and her legs, they get all completely lumpy. Like they're made out of a bajillion gravel pebbles.
Yep.
It just hurts to rub them. Feels weird.
All right, let me see if I can. You guys are spewing questions way faster than I can even look at them. So let's see, can I get them on here? Okay, let's see. Oh dear, that was not a good thing I just did. Okay,
Lord.
that didn't work. Alright, let me see if I can...
Oh, rip.
Yeah, I will fall upstairs. I will trip over things. I've broken my pinky toe probably 30 times because I trip over everything.
I think I might have CFS because I just now slammed my foot into chair for the show.
You don't have CFS. You just have
good.
crippling osteoporosis.
No, it's depression.
Yeah, I get really shaky and I drop things. I get frustrated super easy. And it just really,
Oh man, people are spewing questions.
it just really frustrates me. And when things don't go right, I don't have the brain power to try and figure it out. So I get frustrated and then I get mad. And like with Mike, when things don't go right with the show or whatever,
She starts smacking the table.
well, not really, but I will get frustrated really easy, and then that makes me even more sick. Okay, let's see. You guys are going crazy. Let's see. Okay. Physical therapy.
Linda has a question.
What's Linda's question while I'm looking through these?
Well, we have... Oh, wait. We already answered that one. But, Linda wants to know, how did it affect your pregnancies?
Okay, so here's what happened with my pregnancies.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Shannon, I'm glad I'm glad that I was able to help you feel a little bit better. It is very frustrating, Shannon, when you feel like you're all alone and no one else knows what you're going through, but we do get it. And it is hard to cope. What was the question, Dave, again?
Linda said, how did it affect your pregnancies?
Okay, my pregnancies. So here's what happened with my pregnancies. I've been pregnant 4 times, and this happened all 4 times. I had my chronic fatigue syndrome basically went away. I basically had no CFS at all. My fibromyalgia got a ton worse, but here's why. Because I was put on bed rest with all 4 pregnancies right around 5 months along. I started being I was on restricted bed rest, and then I really got put on bed rest and couldn't do anything around month 7 or so. Yeah, it is not the same as depression. It is not even close. If someone tells you it's depression, don't listen to them. With depression, you don't have the muscle pain. With depression, you don't want to keep trying to do things. You know, with CFS and fibromyalgia, you want to try to do stuff. Now, it's not that you can't get depressed when you have it, because a lot of people are for a very good reason. And your brain chemistry does get messed up when you have this for some reason. So, yes.
Vicky Taylor wants to know, what do you do for your fibromyalgia? Wait. Oh, snap. Oh, okay, good. Sorry, guys. Vicky Taylor wants to know, what do you do for your fibromyalgia? Do you take scripts or natural... I do naturally, but over-the-counter meds. Ugh. But over-the-counter meds help some.
We're gone.
Oh, great! Hold up.
Okay, let's see if we can find myself again.
Great.
Hold on, YouTube, just a second. We're having technical issues here.
Jamie already messaged you.
Oh, what did she say?
Come on. Hold on, let me try restarting YouTube.
Yes, Jamie, I agree. Thank you.
YouTube is having...
Oh.
See, the problem is I don't know.
You don't know what to do to fix it.
What to do to fix it,
Okay,
except
let's
for
see.
shut everything down and restart it. Yeah, YouTube is still...
Okay, hold on, guys. We're having issues here.
Crippling depression.
Dave's having crippling depression.
This is, it's live now.
All right, can anybody give me a thumbs up if you guys can see me, because we are... Jamie says we're back.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Sorry,
here we
guys.
go again.
I almost freaked out.
So, I think we're back. So I am gonna have to wait on the rest of the questions in the thing because I'm not gonna get through all this. Now, I have planned 3 shows while Mike's gone on this, so don't freak out. If your question doesn't get answered this time, I will try to answer it again.
And, oh wait.
And if you have a question, put it in the comments below on YouTube after this video posts, and I will specifically ask for those questions first, okay? Go ahead.
So, Vicky Taylor, and actually, wait, hold on. Before I say Vicky Taylor's comment from a while ago, oh yeah. So, since we have so many comments, we're probably gonna have to take these comments and put them over on next thing.
Yes.
Or make more and more of these instead.
Yeah. So we'll do another video with that. So Dave, you just catch the questions. Okay, so what do I take that helps me? Well, first of all, I have tried all the prescription medications. I've tried it all. I've been sick for 29 years. I have tried it all. Lyrica, Cymbalta, well, probably not all. There's tons of more stuff. But I refuse to take any more prescription medications just because I am super, super sensitive to side effects. To the point where I can't even take certain supplements because the side effects are so bad. As a matter of fact, just last week I realized I was taking NADH and CoQ10 together, which are both supposed to give you energy. And the CoQ10 in there was making me horribly nauseated. And here this whole time I didn't realize I'd been taking it for like 2 months, and that's what it was. So I stopped that. So first of all, you might want to keep a diary of certain medications and how you're feeling and see what happens with your symptoms. Now, let me think here. So you just saw me take an Alka-Seltzer because I could feel myself already going down. When I talk a lot, it makes me really sick. And I'm trying to look at comments and all that. So we've got a couple of #LoveForDaves. And so talking a lot makes me really sick. Let me give you, before I get into my supplements and stuff, let me give you a few tips and things that I do to just cope with life. So I don't do a lot of things. I don't do play dates with my kids. I don't do activities with my kids, like going to, they're not in any activities. If they go on field trips or that kind of thing, Mike goes with them. I don't do crafts. I don't do baking. I don't do all those cookie baking type things. I don't do those things with my kids. All it does is make me frustrated and sick when I'm doing it, and so I just don't do those things. I do other things with my kids, but I don't do those things. I don't do play dates because it wears me out. I don't
She plays video game. Wait.
I don't. What are you doing? I don't have the energy to do it. I don't do things like go to the mall. I do not do any shopping, hardly at all. I'll go to the thrift store and that kind of thing, but I don't do anything like, you know, normal people do. Okay, let's see. So I don't do any of those things. The other things, I have to be very careful about noise. If the kids are fighting, that will throw me into a flare.
Ah!
If Mike is talking and the boys are talking and Ellie's listening to a video and we're all in the kitchen and the living room.
Dogs are barking outside.
Dogs barking.
That really triggers me.
Yeah, the neighbor dog barking for hours and hours.
And
This is an actual medical condition. Dogs barking make me physically ill. That's why it's such a problem for me, and that's why I've called with the city and complained, because listening to something like a dog bark for 5, 6, 12 hours makes me physically ill to the point where I cannot function, and so it is a problem. Yes, Dave.
Oh wait, hold on first. Leslie wants to know, do you get chest pains? I do when I get the flares up.
Yes, and Mom gets chest pains really badly. Okay, so I don't do a lot of things. I don't volunteer at school. I mean, I'll take some things for parties, but Mike will go on the field trips, those kinds of things. I don't volunteer at church. I do coffee once a week or once a month at church. I help with coffee for about an hour.
Doesn't volunteer on going to Ireland with Ellie.
Yeah. I don't do things like kids ministry at church. There is no way I could handle the noise of the kids ministry. I would be so deathly ill, they would have to take me out on a stretcher. So what I do is when I help out for things like that, I will do things like help with the landscaping at church. That's quiet. I'm a huge gardener. I love to garden. It relaxes me. So I'll go and help with something like that. All right. Kim says, I don't do those things either, and I feel so unworthy as a mom. No, just stop that. You are sick enough as it is that you cannot be making yourself feel guilty for things you can't do. Mom couldn't do any of those things with me. I couldn't do any things with my kids. I have 2 teenagers that I have grown from birth, and they're now adults. And both of them have said, you know, we turned out perfectly fine. There's not anything that you could have done differently. I mean, do you feel your life is horribly mistreated because your mom has CFS?
No, not really.
Do you feel that you're just totally different from all the kids at school because your mom is sick?
No. Because usually it's Dad that... Wah!
Yeah, and so thankfully I have Mike that can step in for those things. But you cannot make yourself guilty. You know, it's like I keep saying, that is a lie straight from the pit of hell. Just trying Satan to try and discourage you. Okay, so you're sick. So what? Why does that make you any different than a mom who has multiple sclerosis or a mom who has cancer that can't do these things? What do you think they should feel guilty because they have these illnesses and they can't do these things? No, you shouldn't. Not at all. So that's, you know, and I feel horrible because, oh yeah, please, right here.
No,
Because,
this one.
oh, I'm going to need mine too.
Oh,
We'll do yours first. I have horrible memory problems and I feel really bad because a lot of times I'll forget things, or like the kids, like the other day, BJ asked me to get him some yogurt and I totally spaced it. And you know what? I apologize. I say, you know what? I'm sorry. I wrote it on my list and I forgot to take the list out of my pants to look at it, and I'm really sorry. So,
like the whole, wait, should I tell them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so like, I've been asking them for like a month, Mom, you gotta get the park test. We opted out of park testing. She just keeps on about it, and then she never hears it in the first place. And
But you
like,
ask me nicely.
Well, yeah.
And you remind me nicely to do it. And then I remember. So, okay. So, Megan, how do I feel physically sick when the dogs are barking? So there is something that comes over me that neurologically happens in my brain when I hear loud noises or talking or whatever that causes me to feel like I have the flu really, really, really bad. And that's the best description you can get. It's like if someone, you know how the flu usually comes on gradually? It's like, bam, you got the flu. You went from feeling fine and now you're deathly sick and you're on the couch and you can't move. And that's exactly what it is.
Take the worst flu you've ever had times 20 and say you get that in about 5 seconds and it's at its worst.
So Stephanie says, because of my multiple sclerosis, I've had to accept my weaknesses and find my strengths. Exactly. That's what I do. My weaknesses are memory loss. I can't physically do things like going to the volunteer at school, going to field trips and stuff like that. What can I do? I can be at home, and when my kids are talking, I listen to them. I'm home with my kids. I help them at home with the things that I can help them with. I'm here for them. I teach them not to be selfish slobs taken advantage of people because they have to help me out. And they have to help me out a lot. And so, yeah,
Wait,
it's just something that you have to do. And talk to your kids about it. You know, explain to them, you know what, mom's sick. She can't do these things. And that's just the way it is. Don't make apologies. I mean, make apologies in the sense that you're sorry that you forgot, but don't keep going on in a guilty kind of a way.
That's like me being sorry because I can't reach the top shelf.
Exactly. Yeah, with anything else. Okay. So, where am I? Medications. Oh boy. So, medications. I'm getting hoarse now. Let's see. So things that have helped me. I have tried all the prescription medications. None of them really did anything for me. But to say that is not necessarily something that you should not do. I have a horrible sensitivity to foods, medications, supplements. I react to anything. I'm at the point now I don't even want to eat because food just makes me sick. And not quite sure why, but it does.
I've seen a couple of people asking. Yes, me and Mom both have like incredibly deathly ill migraines. I don't have CFS though. I just have migraines from allergies and stuff.
Okay, so the first thing I will tell you that helped me is if you can only do one thing, take an Alka-Seltzer. Now, what is an Alka-Seltzer? Alka-Seltzer is aspirin, baking soda, and citric acid. That's what's in Alka-Seltzer. Now, I don't know what in this combination works, but I can go from being deathly ill, begging Mike to dig a hole in the backyard and roll me in, to sitting up on the couch. I'm not moving right away.
But it's a step up.
But it's a step
up. Not feeling like, death.
I go from mostly dead to semi-alive. Then, if I can keep resting another 30 minutes or an hour, I can actually get up and do, like get dressed or get the dishes or something. Now, I have noticed that if I drink orange juice, I do feel better. And if Mom and I have both noticed that if we drink something high in sodium like Pepsi, we feel better. But when I'm out of Alka-Seltzer, I do take an aspirin and a half a teaspoon of baking soda in about this much water and drink it, and I do feel a little bit better. I'll tell you. Okay, okay. And so the first thing, this is not a cure. This is going to help you with your symptoms, but it's not a cure. But it helps me so much that I will buy like 6 packages of this at a time and keep it on hand because I never ever want to be without of it. I keep it in my car, I keep it in my purse. Mike keeps some in his car so that if we go out together, then you can do that. So Louise, you might try just the baking soda water and see if that would help. I think the citric acid does have something in it that helps me also. I'm not quite sure why.
I thought it was a
now,
chemical reaction.
if you can't take aspirin, you can take Alka-Seltzer Gold, and it's just the baking soda and citric acid, unless they've changed the formula. I don't think they have, but when I was having, well, I still have it, but when I feel like I've been poisoned when I eat food, and I've already taken a pain medication, I will take an Alka-Seltzer Gold.
It doesn't taste as... Well,
it doesn't taste as bitter as this, but I will take an Alka-Seltzer Gold, and that helps with the food sensitivities.
It doesn't taste as bitter, but it doesn't pound it as hard.
Yeah. And let's see. All right. So this helps calm my headache down. This helps calm my muscle pain down. This helps get me up off the couch and get a little bit more energy so that I'm not so bad. So that's the one thing for emergency that I would just take it right away when you feel a flare coming on. Like I asked Dave to go get me one because I could feel it coming on. Okay, next things that help me. NADH is a supplement, and I did a whole supplement video earlier, and so I'm not going to go into quite everything, but I'm going to kind of briefly go through. NADH has given me energy for years and years. I started taking it 18 years ago when they first came out with the study that it helped people with chronic fatigue syndrome. It does not help with fibromyalgia. It helps with chronic fatigue syndrome, but it does not help all people. And I will tell you why. Now that they have genetic testing, some people process the NADH, it's an amino acid, better than other people, which explains why it helps me, but it didn't help my mom and brother.
Joy Marie Franklin says, thank you for the not feeling guilty talk. My hubby says that all the time, but it is nicer to hear it from someone else.
Yeah, you guys need to remember, if you had cancer or you had multiple sclerosis or you had whatever other disease, you wouldn't be making apologies. That's just the life. You need to just accept it. Yeah, it doesn't mean that you don't have good qualities. And so let's see. Where was I at?
Oh, sorry.
NADH?
Yeah, NADH. No.
So NADH helps me, but it didn't help mom and my brother. Now, the next things that have helped me the most, after I took my genetic test, I found out I am not processing my B vitamins correctly, and I am not detoxing my body correctly. My body basically does not detox at all, and that's why I was continually feeling like I was having poisoned myself. Yes, Denise, I have vitamin D deficiencies also, and I have to take vitamin D every single day. I take 5,000 milligrams every day. But, how did I solve the B vitamin problem? I take a liquid B vitamin now in the morning. I take a few drops, and I put that under my tongue and I let it sit for about a minute, and then I swish it around in my mouth for a minute. Kim, I take 10 milligrams of NADH a day, and it takes 3 months for the NADH to kick in. Now, other supplements I take. I do take biotin, seems to help. I started taking it for my hair because my hair was falling out really bad, but I found out it kind of helps my fibromyalgia. Not my chronic fatigue syndrome, but it does help my fibromyalgia. NADH, Rachel, that's what I'm saying.
Is this a video with the medicines and stuff?
Yeah, I think so. Then, let's see, what else do I take? I take magnesium every single day. I take 400 milligrams of magnesium every single day at bedtime before I go to bed. I take, to detox my body now, because the B vitamins were causing a die-off effect. And, oh dear, I'm going downhill quick here. What was I talking
Sleeping with Tar. Here, let me just.
I take 400 milligrams of magnesium.
Okay, 400 milligrams of magnesium and medication.
I take the magnesium at night before bed. Now, because my body isn't detoxing, I'm also taking activated charcoal to help get the toxins out of my body. I take 2 activated charcoal a day. Activated charcoal I have to take 3 hours away from foods and medications. So what I've done is I've just given up on keeping it away from foods, and I just keep it away from my medications.
Oh, so.
And,
Okay.
yeah.
Craze Cry says how much colostrum?
So then I'm also taking the colostrum, And that keeps my immune system built up so I don't get really bad colds. Jack got the flu really bad last week, and I put everybody else on it, and no one else got it. And the colostrum, I take 2 tablets a day. And let's see. I'm kind of going all over the place, so I hope you guys can get these notes written down. I take a vegan multivitamin only because it's the one that makes me not sick. I'm not vegan by any means, and I do not recommend that as a diet for CFS and fibromyalgia.
That would hurt you.
Which I'm going to get into diet in just a minute. I take BH4. Now, this supplement I get from my functional medicine doctor. It's extremely hard to get. Apparently, Canada is the only place you can get it, I think, but I'm not sure. You'll have to do your own research. It's BH4. But it's a little pill, and it helps me detox also. And so that has the NADH, the Alka-Seltzer, and the BH4 are the top 3 things that have helped me the most significantly that my functional medicine doctor has put me on. The B12 is the next thing, or no, is it B12? The B12 is what
B12.
helps me the most next. Let's see. What else do I have in my little case over there of? I was taking fish oil. I was taking a lot of fish oil, and that kind of helped a little bit.
What about the blue pill?
It's very expensive. I'm not going to kid you guys. I'm on about $400 a month worth of supplements. And I was on a whole lot more. And what happened was when I went to the functional medicine doctor, she found out that I had several infections. So they had me on antibiotics, and then they had me on anti-yeast medication and those kinds of things. And that was kind of the direction we went with the functional medicine doctor. I did have B12 shots, but what I found out was happening was because I had the B12 shots, it was dumping toxins into my system, and I had no way to get it out until I started the BH4 and the activated charcoal, that it was making me bedridden to take the B12 shots. So if you take B12 and it makes you worse instead of better, you're probably not detoxing. Now, none of this is medical advice. I'm just telling you what helps me. But a functional medicine is sort of like a naturopath, except that functional medicines are real MDs, and they combine Chinese, Western, all the non-traditional medicines with MD stuff, regular Western medicine. So until I started taking the BH4, the B12 was making me horridly sick.
What about your enzymes?
I do have to take enzymes, thank you, to digest my food. I have no digestive enzymes, and I was having massive diarrhea every time I ate. And so, I know, TMI. And so,
need some poop emojis in the chat.
Exactly. Everybody put your poop emojis up there. And so when I started taking the digestive enzymes, that really helped. If you have constipation problems, magnesium will help with that. Now, if you go from being constipated to having constant diarrhea, then you're taking too much magnesium, and back off on your magnesium. Now, here's the thing, guys. Mom is right. You need to be careful and go with your doctor with these things. These are the things that I'm using, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's good for you or will work with you. Okay. So do you feel, BJ, that your life was completely ruined because your mom was sick growing up? What happened? Oh, come here. Can you get over here?
Yay, poop emojis everywhere.
Jack, you're not supposed to be playing with that anymore. Can you go see if he's okay?
Yeah, he's fine.
BJ.
It's okay. We're live, people.
Can you get over here, Jack? Let me see. Did it bruise it? He smashed his toe. Just a second. We're having to take off your sock. Let's see. Don't put your foot in there anymore. How did it pinch? Just got on the side? Huh? What happened? Well, don't put your feet in there and turn it on, okay? Did you put your foot in there and turn it on? Okay, don't do that. Alright, do you want some ice? Huh? Jack, do you want some ice? Okay. Okay.
Your question, yes. My life is eternally ruined.
Well, get over it. Okay, so there, we took care of that. Alright, so Jack just smashed his toe.
Lisa's trying to hug you through the screen.
Me? Oh.
Yes,
Oh,
Linda.
No, Jack.
I have tried many supplements that have given me anxiety, like GABA, 5-HTP, several of those antidepressant type supplements, SAMI, those kinds of things, all made me really a lot worse. And so I had to take those. So these are some of the things that have helped me, but it may not necessarily help you. That's why I haven't really wanted to do this show, because this is what I do, but it may not help you. But then again, it may help you. So if it does, you know, talk to your doctor, give it a try.
You want me to go get you in there?
No, it's okay. Give it a try. Are you doing okay? Jack, are you doing okay? And see if they will help you. Now, going to a functional medicine doctor is not cheap. I've spent about $12,000 to $15,000 over the. Oh, I probably spent more than that. I probably spent $20,000 over the last 10 years since I started going to natural type doctors. And so the doctor bills add up because, of course, insurance isn't going to cover these things. But, you know, we don't go on vacation. We don't do those things. We have paid for my medical expenses instead of doing those things. Now, diet. Okay, I'm going to hit diet real quick, and then we're going to be back next week, and I'm going to talk about this some more. But I'll hit on this real quick. Diet. Here's the thing about diet. It helps a lot of people, and I would suggest you give it a try. The biggest contenders for diet is milk, wheat, sugar, corn, and sometimes caffeine, okay? All of those things seem to make inflammation worse. Now, I have been on a dairy-free, gluten/wheat-free, corn-free, beef-free, sugar-free diet. And when I do go on that diet and stay on it, I feel significantly better. I am not cured, though. It is not a cure for me. Some people are cured, and I would say that if you're cured with that, you probably really don't have CFS and fibromyalgia. I would say that you probably have something else where that diet helped, but probably not CFS and fibromyalgia.
You were talking about your hair falling out. Do you have hypothyroidism?
I do not. My thyroid is perfectly fine. I've been on all the thyroid medicines. It hasn't done anything for me. They even put me on them when my thyroid was fine, just to test it, and it didn't do any good.
Except for those mornings where it's super awkward, where I go into their bathroom and I see a ton of hair in the toilet.
Yeah, I throw my hair in the toilet from the hairbrush.
Oh, that's what
Julie, essential oils kind of ease the pain, but they're not a cure by any means. I mean, it's just like putting peppermint on your forehead or on the back of your neck to help ease the pain of a migraine. But I don't believe that if you take a bunch of essential oils, it's going to help you do that. Thank you, John, and all you other people who have shared my video. I appreciate it because, you know, I don't know if it'll help or anything. Donna, my IBS was from not eating enzymes, or not taking enzymes when I eat, and it was from my lack of magnesium, and that's what the colostrum helped with. So back to diet. So Mom swears diet does absolutely nothing for her. My brother has gone on gluten-free diets, has done nothing for him. So it may be a thing where it helps my fibromyalgia, but it doesn't help their chronic fatigue syndrome. Now, part of the reason why diet helps me goes back to the fact of my genetics and that I cannot process foods like sugar and wheat and that are inflammatory because it makes me inflamed and then I can't get rid of those toxins out of my body. So diet makes a huge difference for me, but it's not a cure. Now, Mom says diet hasn't helped her, and that's, you know, fine. None of these things are going to help one way or the other necessarily for each person. And yeah, Linda, I would recommend counseling for families who have CFS. I mean, if you have a way to afford it, I would certainly recommend it because this is very, very difficult. And Mike and I have had lots and lots of counseling. That's why our marriage is so good. But it's very difficult living with someone who's chronically ill and living with a chronic illness. I mean, it wears, even if you don't need counseling for your marriage, personally, it wears you down to the point where you just don't want to keep going sometimes. And so,
it's a really big,
you know, it's really, really hard. So back to the food thing. I would say try an anti-inflammatory diet, try a fibromyalgia diet, and see if it helps you. I would stay on it at least a month if you can. And if you can and it helps you, then you'll know that food is something that is a trigger for you. If you go on it for like a month and it doesn't do anything, then you'll know that, you know, you don't need to worry about that portion. Now, I do know that for me, milk gives me headaches. Gluten gives me diarrhea and makes me depressed and makes me really foggy. Let's see. Caffeine gives me headaches and tea gives me headaches. I think I have a histamine problem, which is why I'm so sensitive to so many foods. And so you can look up a low histamine diet and try that and see if that will help you if you have a histamine problem. And let's see, what else?
Just ignore them. They're just blessing me because I sneezed.
Here, let me give you a kiss.
No.
Just because you're handsome. Barb, yes, chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia people do qualify for disability. I got on disability when I was 19. I am not raking in hundreds of dollars, of thousands of dollars a month, guys. I get like $300 a month because what happened was I got sick when I was 19. I was living with Mom. Her and I were both trying to go on disability because our doctor said there's nothing we can do for you. And so I got on my own disability, and since I had only worked 2 years part-time, that's all the money I get. And so I do get Medicare coverage for my medical. I have tried going off of it, and they refused because they said, well, are you still sick? And I'm like, yeah. And they said, well, you can't go off of it. I'm like, seriously? But the medical insurance has helped, but it doesn't pay for all this stuff. Like I said, we've spent $20,000 over the last 10 years. Just as we had the money, I would go back to the doctor and try the next thing. So, what kind of food testing did I have? So there is a test that you can have done, and I've had all the tests done. I've had muscle testing, I've had blood tests, I've had stool tests, I've had everything.
Ooh, wow, that must hurt.
No, you just poop in a bag and then you move
No,
on.
I mean with all the blood and stuff. It just
You should see your hair. This is a hairdo not known to Dave.
Oh, it's on the live stream. Oh, okay. Whoops. Guess that's why everyone was enjoying it.
Patricia, things that, mold aggravates my illness. That's the only environmental thing that aggravates it. But back to the food test. The best test you can do is an elimination diet. Go look online for an elimination diet and just follow that. And that's how I figured out what things were making it worse. Wendy, it is extremely hard to get on disability, and if you plan to get on disability, it will take at least 2 years, and you can plan on having to appeal 2 to 3 or 4 times, and you will probably have to get a lawyer. And even though they pay you back pay, your lawyer is going to take all of your back pay. That's what happened to me. All my back pay went to the lawyer. I got a few $100, but not much, just so that I could get on there. So Donna, what are you at a loss to do? How do you mean you're at a loss? What, do you not want to try or what? Here's the thing, guys. I'm where you are at, but I have 5 kids and a husband, and I made up my mind that I was going to do everything I could to try to keep improving myself. And it has been extremely hard, and it's extremely frustrating. Dealing with these things. But I decided that I would just keep trying the next supplement.
Do it!
And I would try the next diet. I kid you not, they have had me on 10 different diets trying to figure out what's wrong with my diet. I can't eat anything without getting sick. I'm to the point now where I'm down to vegetable soup, and I'm just going to eat that for a while Mike's gone, and I don't have to cook big dinners, and I'll make the boys pancakes, and that's going to be it.
Wait, you don't have to make. We could just microwave a pizza.
Yeah, if we have one.
That's probably what we're going to do tonight.
All right, let's see. So the thing is, you've got to make up your mind, okay, I'm horribly sick. I don't know what to do, but I'm going to try the next thing. So 1 month, try the NADH for 3 months and see if that works out. Then the next time, try, something to help you sleep. Now, I will say for the sleep, yeah, Ramona, if you live on Imodium, there is something wrong with your gut, and you really need to heal your gut. And that is one thing the functional medicine doctor has taught me. If you're having diarrhea, there's a problem, and you need to get it fixed.
There's an issue with
something. And you need either enzymes to help digest your food, you're eating gluten, which could be causing a problem, or maybe some of your supplements are causing the problem. You need to figure out the problem, because
if you're on pooping medicine all the time, it's gonna
damage
your body.
Let's see. Where was I at? I was talking about foods. Yeah.
Mrs. Tegma wants to know, have you tried or heard of D-ribose?
I did try D-ribose, and it just made me sick. But for some people, it gives them energy, so give it a try. It's fairly inexpensive, and it's something to try. And what I would do, guys, is I would start with the cheap stuff first, and then work up to the more expensive stuff, which is what we have been doing this whole time. So like, I started with magnesium first. I went to a naturopath type doctor, and I did not have enough salt. He told me I was drinking way too much water, and I was washing out the salts. And I had to cut back on the water. I was drinking way too much water because everybody kept saying, drink more water. You're dehydrated. So I kept drinking more water. I wasn't dehydrated because of the water. I was dehydrated because I wasn't getting enough salt. I salt everything. And I even drink salt water. And all of that. Yes, probiotics can help a lot also with that. So, Donna, part of the problem might be on your B12 thing. You sound kind of like me. I was having a problem with my enzyme. I didn't have enzymes digesting my food. I had lack of enzymes. And I was not detoxing. So the BH4 helped me with that. You might try the activated charcoal. That might help with that. Louise, all this trial and error can get very frustrating. I'm not going to kid you guys. This is not easy. I've spent 10 years saying I'm not going to live like this anymore. I'm going to keep trying to figure out what's wrong. But what I did was I would try one thing. I would get frustrated, I would wait a while, and then I would get really sick, and I'd say, okay, let's go again. And I did it again. And I will admit, I have a very loving husband who has gotten frustrated. Mike gets very frustrated in that I've tried all this stuff. Because he's just like, you need to stop trying, you know, just live within your abilities and just deal with it. But I knew there was something in there that was wrong. Yes, Michelle, you can drink way too much water. And I had to start adding electrolytes, which you can get in a bottle. It's called trace minerals. I had to start adding trace minerals and salt to my water.
I forgot what electrolytes were.
Yes, Donna, CFS is finally a real illness. They told us it was all mental, and that's just not true. Phoenix, do you think depression has contributed to the fatigue in your CFS, sort of a very vicious cycle? No. I think the CFS causes the depression, but the depression doesn't make it worse. I mean, it makes me not want to do anything.
It makes her feel bored.
But I still wanted to keep doing things. That's why...
It makes her mental mindset worse, but not her.
Oh, and also, one of the other things is... I cannot take certain probiotics, and I cannot eat foods like sauerkraut or fermented foods. Now, I know fermented foods are all the rage now, and they help a lot of people. So you might try it. Fermented homemade sauerkraut, fermented homemade salsa, kombucha, all those kinds of things.
Kombucha.
They can help heal your gut, putting the good bacteria in. But for me, because I have a mold allergy, it just made me deathly sick. Now, another thing for sleep. Let me address that real quick, and then I'm going to be done after sleep, okay? We're going to have another video next week, and then after sleep, I'm going to have to be done.
So
sleep. I take Epsom salt bath every night, about 7 o'clock after the show. We get everything down. I go get in the bathtub as soon as the show is done, and I sit and soak for 10 to 20 minutes. 50. I do not. For 10 to 20 minutes in the tub in Epsom salts and a very warm bath. The bath raises your blood pressure and then it lowers it so that it makes you tired. So that's one of the things it does. The Epsom salt relaxes the muscles in your body and it helps with the pain. I take a painkiller at night. Every single night, I take 2 Aleve so that I can sleep through the night. It lasts all night long.
If she still can't sleep, she might even take a Flexeril, which is like, you go to sleep in like less than 30 minutes and you're dead.
Yeah. And if I'm having a really bad day, like, which was it, last Friday, I did a soaping show and then I did the regular show. And I kid you not, I hurt so bad, I thought Mike was going to have to call an ambulance and take me to the hospital. I hurt so bad, I could hardly move. And so, those are 2 things that really help me sleep. The magnesium helps relax me when I take it internally also. That helps me sleep. I sleep with a fan. If I'm hurting really bad, I sleep on the couch. I don't sleep in my bed. I hate sleeping in beds. And that kind of thing. Amy, yes, just look up an elimination diet in general or a fibromyalgia diet. It's out there. It's super easy. Donna, let's see. Oh no, wait, wrong person. Louise, am I going to be okay without Mike there? Yes, I'm going to be fine. The thing is when Mike's here, I actually get worse because with him talking and the kids talking and we're dealing with the business stuff and somebody smashes a toe, it's just like chaos and bedlam all the time here. So actually it's kind of calming. It's kind of calming when Mike's not here. So yeah. Yes, diet can help a lot, guys, but it's not necessarily a cure. So for me, when I'm on the diet, I do go from, let's say, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 is I'm dead in the grave and 10 is I felt the best ever.
1 is roll her in a hole in the backyard.
But let's say 10 is the best I've ever felt. For me, diet can take me from a 2 up to like a 5 or a 6. Sometimes a 7 or an 8, depending on the day if I've gotten sleep. You have to get sleep. You have to make sure you have your minerals and vitamins. Lack of vitamins makes this a whole lot worse. When my vitamin D is low, when my vitamin B is low, when my magnesium is low, all my biotin and my amino acids are low. Those are all when I really start getting worse. Now, here's the thing. Yes, Lynn, I'm exactly like you. I love my husband dearly. He is the best husband ever. I couldn't ask for anybody better. But he does wear me out. And it's not his fault. It's just being married and being life, life with having a family. Yes, Willow, a lot of days I don't have the energy to take a shower. A lot of days Mike has to go in and turn on the bathtub because I don't even think I can turn on the bathtub, which sounds ridiculous, but it's true. Yes, so sleep on the couch or sleep in a recliner, but you have to get some sleep. If you can take Benadryl, if you can take Flexeril, anything like that.
Any meds that'll make you pass out.
I had side effects with that. Drink sleepy time tea. You may rub essential oils on your feet. Lavender rubbed on your feet. Frankincense. There's like good night oil on Amazon. Rub that on your foot. I use that sometimes. I sleep with a fan or that kind of thing. All right, let's see. Massage helps me sleep. I found a lady who does massage for $30 an hour, so I go to her once a week now that we have the money. But before then, I had Mike do it, and when Mike couldn't do it, for Christmas, I asked for one of those massage chairs, and Mike would get that out, and I would sit on that. So, okay, guys, I have to stop. I am getting really, really sick. I'm going to be back next week and talk about this some more. This is not medical advice. This is just what I do. Like I said, pretty much everything that I've tried does not help Mom and vice versa. So, did you get your thing, Jack? Jack wants to show you guys something really quick. He's going to go get something to show you. He got something special today.
Rebecca wants to know why not in bed.
Huh?
Rebecca wants to know why not being in bed.
Because it hurts me to sleep in bed. Oh man, I didn't get to our mail today and we got some cool mail. Oh shoot. Yes, Kimberly, I do have the MTHFR gene mutation. Okay, tell them.
Okay, no more questions for now.
Hold on. Jack's got something to show you. What did you get today at school?
I got an award for mercy.
And read what it says. Read it loud.
Jack is always kind. Wait.
They misspelled it.
Yeah, typo. It says ought, not to. Jack is always kind to others in the classroom. He's always willing to solve problems with fellow classmates and is able to be kind even when others are not.
Very good. Thank you for being kind to others when they're not to you. So
that's pretty
okay,
legit.
well, we got some really cool mail today, guys, but I'm going to have to wait and open it on, what is today, Friday. I'm going to have to open it on Friday because I really need to go. But I will see you next week on Friday. I have no idea what's on the schedule, but we're cooking something. So I'll see you guys later.
Wait, what? We're cooking?
Visit us at livingonadime.com. Give us a like, share, thumbs up. I hope we've helped. And we'll see you guys later.
Bye. See ya, Facebook.
Are you wiping up
Bye,
your kisses?
YouTube.